sell, 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 buy, 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 sell, buy, 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 sell, 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 buy, 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 sell, sell, buy, sell, sell, buy, buy, sell, 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 max volume, sell, 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 buy, sell, buy, sell, 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 buy, sell, 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 buy, sell, 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 buy, sell, buy, sell, 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 buy, sell, sell, buy, sell, 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 buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, sell, buy, sell, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, buy, sell, buy, 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 sell, buy,
Close these windows.
buy, sell, buy, buy, sell,
Some water.
sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, sell,
They can ready.
sell, buy, 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 sell, sell, sell,
All right, so today's plan. Pull this up real quick. Today's plan, daily chart here. You can see if we continue to accept above high of day, I'm gonna have a bull bias. Previous high, I should say. But if we start accepting below the previous high, then I'm gonna have a pretty clear bear bias, like a quick liquidity grab type deal. Maybe prior day low could end up being a factor today, but that I'm probably not going to stick around long enough to find out. Anything in between is risk off. So because we've already touched it, I don't think there's a scenario where I'm risk off per se, because we either we keep going higher or we go low. It's if we go high, I'm risk on. If I go low, I'm risk on. Not that I'm trying to push anything today. I am going to take it easy with 2 points profit type of deal. Trade 2 lot. So I'm gonna test the water with trading 2-lot today. I don't see a big deal in it. I think it's going to be the exact same as if I'm trading 1-lot, especially since my profit target and my daily loss limit are so far away in either direction. It's really just either I hit that 10 tick profit or 8 tick profit, or I hit 16 ticks daily loss limit. So roughly like a 1 to 2 risk reward on the day. Narrate, take breaks, and stay consistent. Trading and review I want done by 12 o'clock. So by the latest 11 o'clock, I want to be done trading. Nothing too crazy on the other time frames. Looks like Europe, Asia, and New York, or sorry, Asia, Europe, stair-stepped higher. We've been stair-stepping higher for a couple days now. A red session would not surprise me, but I'm also not going to fall in love with anything. Let's jump into price action, shall we? So super important that I take pulse checks today. Goes without saying. Looks like we spiked up into that sell block above us. We breached it, and now we're coming back down. I've got prior day high marked out on the chart here at 81.25. So we'll see if we accept below that level, we're probably going to have a red day. If we stay up above it, we're probably going to have a green day. So let's see what happens. Zoom in a little bit here. I do find it interesting that the two previous buy blocks that we had on the 30-second both got taken back. It's kind of like we're stair stepping and then breaching them. I might take a pulse check long here, but that would not have worked out. I think I would have taken a loss here. Average rotation is looking like, yeah, that was a 20 tick rotation there. So I got to practice a lot of caution with risking a 2-lot, but that's okay because I know what my risk threshold is today, which is 16 ticks. So a lot of different order blocks coming in here. There's those 2 order blocks above, and it does look like we're trying to make progress towards them, but I would want to see those 2 below us get taken first before I would consider going long into that. So right now I'm on 1 losing pulse check. If we can invalidate that 83 level, I'll consider a long pulse check. So we did just invalidate those 2 higher ones. We got a bunch below. I'm going to pulse check short here. 85.50. I'd probably take it for the point there. Got 1 more at 83 to invalidate before I consider a long. Okay, we just invalidated it. I'm going to try long 83.75. kind of accepting down here too much. I took it off for a 1 tick loss. Yeah, and it looks like that was a good cut. It was just playing on my entry too much. Something like this, I would want it to work right away. I think sitting around in it for too long, like it did, was just a little too sketchy for me. And for some reason, that order isn't executing. That's okay. I can just import later. It looks like had I maintained my original risk, it might have ended up working. But that's okay. I'm fine with that because it was playing around on my entry way too much. We're also kind of putting in a support level at the low of day. That also is Europe low of day. And I don't really want to get long on a compression because it does look like that's what's going on right now. So we invalidated that buy block. Let's see if we get any signs of a slip range. No, we're still compressing. There's some big sellers here. I tried to get long right there at 83.25, but I missed it. That is fine. One more below, we just invalidated long 83.50. I'll take it off for 1 tick profit if it'll give it to me. Took it off for a 1 tick loss. So I just gotta be careful here because there is a little bit of volatility setting up, and I do not want to be on the wrong end of a breakout here. I'm gonna try the try 3 on it, I believe this is. I never got filled on it, but that was a good idea. So I'm going to count that as a winning pulse check. I would have got the point out of that. We're getting super sell heavy on the bottom, which I like for a squeeze. So I'm just going to continue to watch this move. We've got some fresh red order blocks above us, but I don't want to catch a knife here. The trend is pretty strong to the red, and now we're below prior day high. Let's see if we accept below it. If we start accepting below here, I might flip to a bull or a bear bias. We got some bright greens below us, but I don't like that we have all those reds above us. Let's see if we can invalidate those for a potential short continuation. So it looks like we did the opposite. We invalidated the greens below us. That's important. I listen to my plan here. I do not want to be long below prior day high unless something particularly juicy sets up. We just printed one pink above. A lot of orders coming in here. does have the look of acceptance here. It does look like we're accepting below prior day high. Some decent spoofing there. Couple reds below. Taking a short here. I'm going to take it off for 3 ticks profit. Got it. Could have held that longer, but that's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I like that we invalidated that pink order bar. We came up, quickly invalidated it. It looked like a pretty good spoof move, too. We just jumped up really fast, took that out, and it made for a pretty good short on the way down. Double check. Yeah, my orders are not auto importing, unfortunately, but that's okay. I will keep track of how many trades in I am, though. So 3 trades. I think I'm down 1 tick. Lots of volume coming in. We're setting up another pink above us. Would like to see that getting validated before I take anything. Slip ranging. Quick move up. Let's see if we can validate that 80 level into 81s for a potential short. That last spike down was very sell heavy. We did have a lot of sellers in on that. That doesn't necessarily mean they'll get squeezed here, but that could be a potential. If it's a bottom heavy move, then it would make sense for us to at least have some temporary relief to the upside. But then again, markets don't always make sense, so keep that in mind. So we got that one pink above, and as much as I would like to short that, we just have that pink above us again at 81. So I think I'm hands off until we breach or invalidate 81s, and then I will consider a short. There's some buying coming in here. I'm not going to read into that. It could just be early longs, and they could get blasted here. Let's see what happens. Usually, if a bunch of buyers are stepping in at the bottom of a move, sometimes they do get ran because they're early. Let's see what happens. I've got a few consecutive red bars above us on that move there. Not trying to catch a knife, and I do have a short bias currently. That being said, temporary bounces are a factor. I think there's still just too much volume here, too much volatility for me to want to catch this knife though, so I am going to stick to my short bias. I'll take a pulse check here, 76.25 long. Yeah, it would not be an easy trade to stay in if I had taken that long. It's playing with my entry a lot here. Probably take it there for a point. That was a pretty solid V flush right there. Starting to print some greens below. I do notice a pattern though that on the way down we have been at least reclaiming these sell block orders. So as much as I hate to fight a trend, if there's precedence of those sell block orders getting taken back, then I mean there's edge there. It's worth taking. So let's just see how these play out here. There's two bright greens below on the 30-second. Some volatility there on the tape. Bright greens above that just got taken back. Bright red, sorry.
Sell.
Let me check for news real quick. Because it does look a little spready right now. Some 8:30 moves, and yes, there is 10 o'clock news. Business inventories, retail inventories, and then that's it. So no major news, but enough news where on this kind of volatility, it might move the market. So maybe not hands off, but at least cautious for the next 10 minutes. So at this point, we are accepting below previous day high, which means that short trades are risk on and long trades are risk off. So that's not to say I won't take long trades, but if I do, they just have to be, tight risk, managed super carefully. Some upward movement there into that 83 level or 81 level I talked about. Those orders are kind of stale at this point, but I do still think they're valid. If we do invalidate those and we get there in a good fashion, I could see a potential short. There we go. We're printing some pretty steady bright greens below us. Let's see that continue. I need 80.75 to hit before I consider getting short on this. Yeah, and I'm completely content with watching that go without me. It's fine. I didn't get my my entry signal on it. A potential entry signal, though, in a hypothetical fashion, would have been that we did breach an important level on the 30-second. So if we're talking hypotheticals here, that could have been a really good setup using that 30-second level. But there would have been a lot of hind end risk there, given the fact that we had another big sell order behind us. So I'm not going to beat myself up over that one bit. Volatility on the tape there. We got some bright reds above us. That is not an indication that we're going to take them back. I'll go ahead and take it. Take it off for 3 ticks. Got it. So 3 tick profit to the long side. Just into those bright pinks. I didn't want to hold the world for it. If I was holding it right now, I would be sweating. But I think it was worth a quick scalp. I know market really likes to refill those guys. Given the fact that we're risk off on long trades, I think a few ticks profit is plenty. Bunch more reds above, but again, we are risk off for the time being. Excuse me. We've got so much red above us, so many sell orders above us that I'm hesitant to go short on anything. It does on paper look good for a long, but the problem with that is you're catching a knife and you're fighting the trend. The trend clearly right now is to the short side, including on the daily chart. So if we're bearish on the daily chart and there's clearly sell volume and we're clearly downtrending, there's so much risk involved with going long. Not to say it can't happen, but just something really juicy has to set up in order for that to happen. So we are coming up through here and invalidating some of these old cell blocks. No, well, they're not old, I should say. They're pretty fresh. But what I'm looking for is for us to invalidate that big red one. Not because that's not to say I'm gonna get short if that happens. It's just I can't really feel comfortable about shorting with that on my backside, you know. So if we come up there, it doesn't mean I'm gonna short it. Um, it's just something I need to get it off the chart. I need to get it invalidated before I can feel comfortable with shorting. There's some good downward movement here. We are, if we invalidate that 71 level, I could potentially see a long, just a quick long scalp into those 30-second levels. I need 71.25 to hit in order for that to be considered invalidated. $71.50. If I was risk on for long trades, that might have been good enough, but because I'm risk off, I really need 100% invalidation before I can consider taking a trade. So if this ends up going without me, I am perfectly fine with that. We're also getting pretty close to news here. I think within 2 minutes of news, I do not want to trade. There's my 71.25 hit. Just make sure I'm on the right side of the V when I catch this. Never got filled on that. I'll try a shimmy back. Touch no fill. Yeah, that's gone. Great idea. Just could not get filled, unfortunately. So I'll count that as a pulse check win. There are some really good setups here today. What is that one? 71.50. Did 71.50 hit? It did. I'm gonna try two. 72 long. Might have been a little early to that, but we do have clear upside here. I've also got slip favor. I'll take the 2 ticks on it. Yeah, I got filled for 2 ticks there. Okay. Could have held that a little longer, but again, we're risk off on longs today. So if I'm getting 2-3 ticks out of a long trade, that's it. I'm not gonna hold it for the world. I think that puts me up 4 ticks on the day. And we're now coming up into the order block area above us. Again, I'm not necessarily looking to short up here unless something juicy sets up. It's more so just I can't take any shorts with that huge order block behind me. We gotta trade through it before I can rationalize trading short again. Unfortunately, but that's gonna keep me out of trouble. I think there were a lot of times down here where if I was trading to the short side, I would be getting murdered right now. So, perfect example of, just because today's a sell kind of day, a bearish kind of day, doesn't mean you just keep hitting the shorts. We've got a little bit of order block above us. I'm going to take it long, 71.75. Take it off for 1 tick. So that puts us at 5 ticks profit on the day. Again, these are risk off long trades because today is not ideal for going long. That doesn't mean I won't scalp to the long side. It's just they got to be quick, got to have tight risk, got to be in and out. News is also behind us now, so I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Sell.
I was just about to say how we have invalidated the fresh order blocks on the sell side, but then I looked over at the 30-second and we do have a pretty definitive sell block. So I'm still hands off on shorts. This is also kind of setting up to look like a third leg. Kind of compressing into lows, and there it is. There's the third leg. Pretty steady downtrend here. Where is low? Prior to low is at 41. Yeah, we're still so far away from it, but still worth keeping that level in mind. We got a lot of sell blocks above us on the 30-second. That's probably going to act as a magnet just for some sort of pullback here. I'm going to pulse check a short here, 71. Just because we invalidated that pink order block on the 30-second, but it looks like I would have got squeezed here. So important lesson from that pulse check is just that if there's so many sell order blocks behind you on your backside, you just can't risk it. You cannot risk taking those trades until they're invalidated. Same thing with the long side. We got some buy blocks below us. I want to see us take those out and invalidate them before we head any higher. There's a pretty significant one we just took, but I want to see us trade through 69s. before I consider anything. Might be setting up here. Where's that level exactly? 69 even, 69 25. Okay, so I need 69 evens to hit before I consider going long, which again, a long will be risk off. Movement towards 69. Let's see if it hits. 69 hit. I'm going to take the long. I got a 70 fill, which is not great. I'm going to bid to get out of this at 70, 75. I'm going to take it off for the 1 tick profit. That puts me at 6 ticks profit. It would have ended up hitting, but I just didn't like sitting in that for so long. Not that I'm necessarily trying to justify it. I definitely should have held that trade, but just to give an idea of why I got out of that trade. It was just kind of hovering for too long for my liking. It could have easily just blew back against me, especially with that fresh green order they just put in below me at 69.50. $72 setting up to be an important level. Let's see if we can invalidate it for a quick scalp to the short side. Kind of rotating it, unfortunately. $69.50 invalidation level. Let's see if we can get down to it. There's the $69.50 invalidation. Just want to make sure I'm on the right side of the V if I take a long here. A bit of an overshoot. Yeah, I'm going to be hands off on this, I think. Breached low of day by a tick. I'm going to take a long here, 68.50. I want to see us trade all the way through 69s. I'll take it there. I think that was a 5-tick profit. And I think that's my day. That last trade there was we had 3 consecutive sell blocks on the 30-second, which are high importance, especially when they're consecutive like that, just like boom, boom, boom. We also had one come in on the 3-second chart at 70.25. Now, there is a scenario where I would have liked to hold this to 70.25. But the fact that today is risk off for long trades saved me from this coming back on me. I think that's the point. That's the point of having a bias is if I had held that, it would have came back against me and I'd be in trouble right now. But the fact that we're risk off, we're downtrending, I'm fighting a trend, it just means take it off. The first opportunity you get, take it off. That's exactly what I did. So let's get our orders in. Trade activity. Account, apply, and set today's date. Okay. And then I will file, save as. Let's get these imported first before I do anything. Import, Sierra chart, flat to flat, choose file. Trades activity list. Uh-oh. Where's this saving to? For fuck's sake, where is this going? Data. Trade activity log. For fuck's sake. Where did this just go? All right, let's try that again. Trade activity log, file, save log as, Sierra chart, saved trade activity. Okay. So let's try that again. Choose file, Sierra chart, saved trade activity. And pin to quick access. Okay. Upload. Go to journal. Okay, cool. Those are all in there. And they all executed properly. They all executed at 2 lot. So that last one was a 5-tick win, and that put me over profit target, which I'm really happy about. So that's my session. I'm going to go ahead and jump into some review, which I'll upload as a video. So I'm just going to take a short break, and then I will jump into that. So I will catch you guys later.